Good morning, everyone. This is Professor Amar Bakodi. So, today again, we are going to study with respect to the problems on module 1. Okay, so previously we have started with the optimum number of rain gauge stations, right? So, today we'll continue a few more problems on the same line. Yeah. So let us read this question once. So let us understand this and then we'll go for the solution of this. Okay. Determine the optimum number of rain gauge stations required to install in the watershed of 500 kilometers squared if the normal annual rainfall recorded at different stations are given below. Station, so they have given the station numbers as the names. So here it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Similarly, the rainfall in terms of centimeters, so here we have 800 mm, 1040 mm, 780 mm, 450 mm, 650 mm and 350 mm. Okay, so these are the rainfall data that has been collected from these particular rain gauge stations. Assume the allowable error in the mean value is 10%. That is, the percentage of error that is allowed during this particular collection of rainfall data from all these six rain gauge stations is limited to 10%. Okay, and this question has been asked in December 2012 and this question is for 6 marks. Okay, now let's try to visualize what this particular question is. Okay, so keeping that in mind, if I just try to draw this as the catchment area, okay, right now on which we are working, and imagining this particular, we have six rain gauge stations, right? So we have one, we have, let us say, two, we have three, we have four, we have five, and we have six. Okay, so these are the six existing rain gauge stations which are available with us in this particular catchment area. And right now what they are saying is, for this particular six rain gauge stations have collected these particular rainfall data. Okay, and they actually want you to determine what will be the optimum number of rain gauge stations required in this particular catchment area, uh, to collect the rainfall data with a limited error of 10%. Okay, so to again start with, so we have the same set of formulas. Okay, so if you check out, so we have n, that is optimum number of rain gauge stations, is equals to cv by epsilon the whole squared, where cv is given by 100 sigma m minus 1 divided by p bar. Okay, so here again this sigma m minus 1 is nothing but the standard deviation. So for that standard deviation we have the formula as square root of 1 divided by m minus 1 summation of I varying from 1 to m pi minus p bar the whole squared. Okay, now similarly the denominator over here is consisting of this p bar. Okay, so this p bar is inclusive of 1 by m summation of I varying from 1 to m of pi. So basically this indicates our arithmetic mean which is going to be there. Okay, now one more elaboration on this. So since we know that we have totally six number of rain gauge stations with us. Okay, so this particular formula is going to expand something as if it is 1 divided by m. Yeah, it is 1 divided by m into bracket. So if I try to expand this particular summation, so it is going to be like pi. So here it is going to vary from p1, okay, plus it is p2, plus it is p3, plus yeah, so plus p4 and so on up till it is p6. Okay, so this is how this particular equation is going to expand ultimately. So this is the first part of it. Okay, now the second part which is going to be there is basically sigma m minus 1. So here again we have square root of 1 divided by m minus 1. So this is going to be a constant. So one thing, but again here we have the summation where I is varying from 1 to m of pi minus p bar the whole squared. So at that point of time, what will happen is, so we need to imagine this pi will vary from 1 to 6. Okay, so this pi is going to vary from p1 to p6 as per the data given, and similarly this p bar will be taken up from the previous step where we have calculated the p bar value. Okay, and if you expand that, so this entire summation is going to look something like this. I'll try to write it down here. So it will be complete square root of, yeah, so 1 divided by m minus 1, yeah, into bracket we have, okay, so here we have it as what, pi minus p bar. So here my equation is going to be what, p1 minus p bar the whole squared, yeah, p bar the whole squared plus p2 minus p bar the whole squared, yeah, plus p3 minus p bar the whole squared, plus so on up till you will be doing it till p6 minus p bar the whole squared. Okay, so this is going to be your entire expansion of that particular formula. Okay, so the same thing when you visualize it over here. So the next step I have just written down these numbers which are going to be there. Okay, so based on that, so here we have 1 divided by m minus 1, that is 1 divided by 6 minus 1, into bracket we have 800, that is nothing but the p1 which is going to be over here, minus 678.3 the whole squared, that is nothing but the p bar. Okay, similarly I have 1040, that is nothing but the value of p2 over here, and we have 678.3, that is nothing but again the p bar value raised to 2. Similarly 780 is nothing but the p3 value, 450 is nothing but the p4 value, 650 is nothing but the p5 value, and ultimately 350 is nothing but the p6 value. Okay, so keeping all these things in your mind, okay, I'll repeat this, keeping all these things in your mind. So again I am requesting you to calculate these particular values step by step. Okay, so one particular bracket or one section of this summation, what is there, you please calculate it separately, so that the chances of you getting wrong answers over here will be less, because it will have a cascading effect. So if you don't get the sigma m minus 1 correct value, then ultimately your CV value will be wrong, and in turn the optimum number of rain gauge stations will be wrong. Okay, so again going ahead, so 800 minus 678.3 the whole square will come up to 14,810. Similarly for the next bracket we'll get 1,30,826. Next we have 10,342. Next we have 52,120. Next we have 800. Next we have 1,07,780. Okay, so if you do this calculation, so ultimately it will come up to what, 63,209. Square root of that is 251.4. Okay, so now once you get this standard deviation over here, next your step will be CV, calculation of CV. So this CV will be given as 100 sigma m minus 1 divided by p bar. Okay, so 100 251.4, which is that we have calculated in the previous step, divided by p bar, which is already been calculated in the first step, which is coming out to be 37.06. So the unit of CV will be in terms of percentage. So again I'll repeat this. So to get this in percentage itself, we are multiplying it by 100. Okay, because again if you check out, so this epsilon is in percentage, yeah, so epsilon is in percentage, so ultimately n is going to be in terms of numbers. Okay, it is a unitless, it is just a number. So that's why, so then even the numerator should be in terms of percentage only. So that's why we multiply it by 100, and whatever the CV value we get, usually it will be in terms of percentage only. Okay, so in this case we got the value of CV as 37.06 percentage. Now lastly, if I need to calculate with the optimum number of rain gauge stations that we have, so then I'll be doing it with what, n is equals to CV by epsilon the whole squared. So here I have 37.06 that I have calculated it again from the previous step, and the epsilon value is given as 10%, that is there in the question itself. Okay, so once I add the substitute that in the formula, then I'm going to get it as 13.73. Okay, so which is since it is a partial number, right, so I'm going to round it up to the next integer. So right now it will be like 14 numbers. Okay, now you check out. So the optimum number of rain gauge stations required over here is how much? 14. Okay, optimum number of rain gauge stations required over here is 14. But right now we have only how many? We have only 6 rain gauge stations. So that's why what we need to do over here is we need to make sure that, okay, so we need 14 numbers of optimum number of rain gauge stations required, but currently we have only 6. So ultimately we require 8 new rain gauge stations. Okay, so the same thing you can highlight it as if this is, let us say, new 1, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So again I am just trying to right now whatever I show it over here as a catchment, and the blue colors is the old one, and red is the new one. Okay, so here we are not bothering about where the placement of that particular rain gauge station is going to be. Okay, here these problems are limited to only the optimum number of rain gauge stations that we are going to have. So keeping that in mind, so that's why just for the sake of representation, just for you to understand, basically I am just trying to represent it in a figurative manner. Okay, so ultimately here we require 8 new rain gauge stations in this problem, and out of that, as you can see in the question, they have not mentioned whether the present 6 rain gauge stations, whether they are recording or non-recording. Okay, so if they are not given anything, then you need to assume that they are a non-recording type of rain gauge station. So keeping that in mind, and with the theoretical aspect what we have covered, so what it recommends is 10% of the 10% of the rain gauge stations should be of recording type. So based on that, totally we have 14, and 10% of that is going to be 1.4, and this particular 1.4, since it is a partial number, I am going to round it off to 2. Okay, so we require 2 new rain gauge stations, which are recording type of rain gauge stations, which are going to be there. Out of 14 rain gauge stations that are required, so we require how many? 2 rain gauge stations should be of a recording type. Okay, it should be of a recording type, and similarly the remaining basically out of 8, if I speak, 2 should be of recording, and remaining 6 can be of non-recording type of rain gauge station. Okay, so this is how basically you can solve this problem. Yeah. Okay, so this is one more type of problem which is there in the optimum number of rain gauge station determination. Okay, so this is not like the previous 4 problems that we have solved. This has a particular a bit of difference basically. Okay, so let us try to read this question and understand. Okay, in an catchment area, optimum number of rain gauge stations are 7. Okay, so in the first statement itself, they have given it as optimum number of rain gauge stations which are already available in the catchment area is fixed at 7. Okay, so the annual average rainfall recorded by these rain gauge stations are as follows. Okay, so based on that, we have station. So here they have again given the numbers. So 1 to 7, it is varying, and the rainfall in terms of millimeters, what they have collected, it is 580, 940, 600, 450, 200, 880, and 680. Okay, so these are the what I can say, the rainfall that has been collected from the these particular rain gauge stations. Okay, so next we have two sections in this problem. Okay, the first one being determine the percentage error in the collection of rainfall data. So this is the first one. Second one is also determine the optimum number of rain gauge stations if error in the collection efficiency is 10%. Okay, so determine the percentage error in the collection of rainfall data. So this is going to be the first one, where it indicates for this fixed optimum number of rain gauge station as 7, then what will be the number of sorry percentage error. So ultimately we have n is equals to sorry for that, we have n is equals to cv by epsilon the square, cv by epsilon the whole square. This is nothing but the entire formula that we have. Okay, so now in this particular things, if I need to just tell you, so this cv by epsilon what we have. Okay, so for this it will be like here they have given the value of n, so this is already given, cv you need to calculate, and then this epsilon is to be what determined. So that is nothing but the first part of the question what they have been asking. Okay, so my formula for that, it is going to be what, epsilon the whole squared is equals to, okay, cv square divided by n. Okay, so it will be epsilon the whole square squared is equals to cv square by n. So that indicates epsilon is equals to, okay, square root of cv square divided by n. So this is going to be the formula for the epsilon. So to determine this percentage error, so this percentage error is nothing but the epsilon. Okay, and the formula to calculate that epsilon is going to be this, as it is indicated over here. Now the second part of the question is also determine the optimum number of rain gauge stations if error in the collection efficiency is 10%. So in the second part what they are saying is you are fixing the error as 10%, and for this you want us to determine what will be the value of optimum number of rain gauge stations. So that will be your second part of the question. Okay, so again to go ahead, we have the value of m as 7. So m is indicating the existing rain gauge stations. Okay, so we have 7 rain gauge stations as per the data what they have given. Similarly, I have epsilon. So for the first part of it, if I assume this 7 itself as the optimum number of rain gauge station, that is equals to n, then what will be the value of epsilon? So that will be the first part, and the second part is if you consider this m value as 7, and based on that if the epsilon value is 10%, and then they are asking you to determine what is the value of optimum number of rain gauge stations. Okay, so here also your entire formulas as well as steps for solving this particular problem is going to remain same. There will not be any difference in basically the process what we are going to follow. The only thing is, only at the last step where you are going to determine the optimum number, there will be a bit of changes if you consider the previous problem. Okay, so moving out again with respect to the formulas that we have, so initially we need to determine the value of p bar. Okay, so for this p bar, again it will be 1 by m summation of I varying from 1 to m of pi. Okay, so since I have my value of pi varying from 1 to 7, so this pi value is going to be what, p1 plus p2 plus p3 plus p4 plus p5 plus p6 plus p7. So this is going to be the entire formula for that. Okay, so if I substitute that value, so here it will be like 1 by m value is 7, which is there, into bracket. So I have p1 value as 580, P2 value 940, P3 value 600, P4 450, P5 200, P6 880, and P7 680. So these are nothing but what, the particular values which is varying from P1 to P7, and once you do the calculation, so ultimately you will be ending up with 618.57 millimeters. So you will be ending up with 618.57 millimeters. So this is the arithmetic average for the rainfall data that has been given. Okay, so now next is sigma m minus 1. So here the formula for that is square root of 1 divided by m minus 1 summation of I varying from 1 to m pi minus p bar the whole squared. Okay, square root of that 1 divided by 7 minus 1 into bracket. So your second term is going to what? Remain constant as how much? 618.57 mm. So in each of the terms what we have, that is a P1 to P7, basically you need to deduct that and you need to square that. So once you substitute these particular values, okay, so you will be again, I request everyone to calculate these term by term and write it down, and then it will be easier for you to get the correct answers. Okay, so once you substitute these values from P1 to P7 and as the first term in this formula, and P bar as the second term in this formula, so ultimately we will be ending up with sigma m minus 1 as 251.95. okay, so having that in mind, so CV is equals to the next formula is going to be 100 sigma m minus 1 divided by P bar. Okay, so 100 251.95, that is the value of sigma m minus 1 that we got from the previous step, divided by P bar is 618.57. so ultimately my CV value is going to be 40.73, and again here this will be in terms of percentage. This will be in terms of percentage that we are going to have it. Okay, so keeping that in mind, next moving on, now for the last step, okay, we have two sections. The first section is you need to consider n value as 7. Okay, you need to consider this n value as 7 and you need to determine the value of epsilon. Okay, so as I have given the formula over here, so the same process is being applied over here. Okay, same process is being applied over here. So if I do that, 40.73 divided by epsilon the whole square, so ultimately I'll be ending up for the first part of your particular equation as 15.39 percentage. Okay, so for the first part of it, so your epsilon value is going to be 15.39 percentage. Okay, now for the second part of it, okay, where you are limiting the percentage error as 10%. Okay, at that point of time you need to determine the value of n. Okay, so for that your formula will be similar to the previous problems, 4 problems what we have solved, so there is no difference in that. Okay, so you initially determine the value of P bar, then you determine the value of sigma m minus 1, then you determine the value of CV, and lastly you will be calculating the value of n. So again n value is given by CV by epsilon the whole squared. Okay, so based on that ultimately you will be getting n is equals to 16.58. okay, since it is an what I can say, a decimal number, so I'm going to round it off to the next integer, so that is going to be 17 numbers. Okay, so the optimum number of rain gauge stations required, if you consider the error to be limited to 10%, then it is how much? 70. So with this problem, one thing that I'd like to clarify over here, you please check this out for the first part of the question. Okay, if I just say error, and if I'll just do this, just a minute. Okay, I'll write this as error. Okay, and one more part as the optimum number of rain gauge stations. So for the first part of it, if you check out, they have given the optimum number itself as 7, and at that point of time with the help of the calculation, so what we have got, so the percentage error is how much? 15.39%. okay, it is 15.39%. so that is nothing but what? Your particular what I can say, the error. Okay, similarly for the second part of this particular problem, okay, so here it will be like they have restricted this to 10%, the error is restricted to 10%, and based on that when we calculated it, the optimum number of rain gauge stations have turned out to be 70. Okay, they have turned out to be 70. So here if I just say write it as 17, now you can just imagine here, you can just see this, whenever the allowable error is more, the optimum number of rain gauge stations will be less. Okay, keep this in mind. Whenever I say the percentage error in the collection of rainfall data, whenever this is more, then you have optimum number of rain gauge stations as less. Similarly, whenever the error has been reduced here, so it has been reduced from 15.39% to 10%. Error is reduced, so it indicates what? Your accuracy is improving. So your accuracy is improving. So again, to improve this accuracy, the optimum number of rain gauge stations that are going to require over here are going to be again more. Okay, I hope that is evident. So similarly, just for the sake of explanation, I am writing it. Imagine if this particular problem had a third part of it. Okay, at that point, if they have said key error is limited to 5%, at that point of time your optimum number of rain gauge stations might have gone up to 27. Okay, so this 27 is just a random number. I am being frank with you, just for the sake of explanation. So as and when the error is reducing, okay, so the number of rain gauge stations from each bit are increasing. I hope you are getting this. Similarly, if I say the last one, that is going to be if I say the error is, let us say, 1%, and that point of time it may reach a value of something like 50, because your accuracy is increasing. As and when the error is reducing, your accuracy is increasing, and in turns the optimum number of rain gauge stations in that particular catchment area is going to increase. Okay, so keep this in mind. So whenever they ask such kind of a question, okay, so there is no difference. Basically you will go with the regular flow what it will be there. So the only thing is, whenever they give you such kind of details in the question, you need to make sure that you write all those things properly. Okay, and again, with respect to this problem, what I wanted to show you is the relationship between the error and the optimum number of rain gauge stations. So once again I'll repeat, as and when the error is going to reduce, okay, so the optimum number of rain gauge stations are going to increase. Okay, so this is basically the problem, how you can solve this.